All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Chakwadash, the honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Shalom, salutations to the hopeful elect that's fighting the good fight of faith and truth, in sincerity and wholeheartedly. Shalom to the Akwath, which is the women believers, Shalom to you. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. It's only going to hurt the working class, you know. See, the poor is already poor. I'm talking about the ones who's, destitute, the ones who are on the street, asking people for spare change, eating out of trash cans. I mean, they already, through. But the ones who, got the 9 to 5 and already struggling, all of these tariffs is just going to make it worse. And you still got people who don't understand what tariffs is. All tariffs is a tax that the people is going to have to pay. Okay? It's tax on imports. All right. Which means that businesses got to make money. And if the goods cost more to buy, they got to make a profit, which means that it's going to cost more out of your pocket. So, but this one caught my eye because Trump is just, oh man. Let me get to the actual heading real quick.
Good evening. It is great to have you with us here.
Now, you see that, right? Trump threatens 200% tariffs on alcohol from the EU as U.S. stocks dive. Now, all the alcohol don't come from, Europe. But the point is that you got a lot of fancy alcohols. And, I'm not really a alcohol connoisseur. I don't really drink that much. But I know a lot of people who do. And shit, majority of Babylon, the great Grecians, that's what I call y'all, Babylon the Grecians, all right, also known as Americans, also known in the scriptures as Egyptians. Most people are under some type of, alcohol, drugs, some type of, just to stay, how can I put it? Because the reason that people even stay under the influence is to try to escape reality, So most people drink, most people smoke. Most people are on some type of drug. All right. First of all, Babylon the Great push that kind of stuff anyway. But this is ridiculous. So remember when he came into the office, he said that inflation, he said he's going to tackle inflation. Ain't going to be no more inflation. Rent's going to go down. Grocery prices going to go down. He said all of this stuff, right? What was the prophets talking about? And I know for sure I was one of them. I always said, this nigga lying. All right. I'm pretty sure there's a video on it somewhere months ago, January 20th, the inauguration. But anyways, the scriptures says otherwise. So before I play the video, let me get two quick scriptures, because this is what's happening. On the highways and byways, I think I titled one of my prophesying, America is isolating itself. And that's what pride is doing. It said pride goeth before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Now, ain't nobody more haughty and prideful than Donald Trump right now. This man, whatever comes to his mind, he says, okay? Shit, I wouldn't be shocked if he said, yeah, and next year, we're going to literally be able to play with the stars that's in the sky. This man is just saying anything. You know what I'm saying? So, and one more, I think that's 18 and 12. Yep, before destruction, the heart of man is haughty. Yeah, so basically, the Lord is showing you that he is on his way down because he at the pinnacle of his proudness, his pride, and his haughtiness, which is another fancy word for, being proud. All right. And before honor is humility, and definitely don't got that. And he definitely ain't about to be honored. He's about to be destroyed. But I wanted for you to listen to this video, because what's end up going to happen is that, so all the people that depend on, alcohol, just to basically get by a day. And then you have people who are literally addicted to alcohol. Like, what's that term called? Cold turkey. Like, you could literally die. There's so many people that are alcoholics that if they did try to like stop drinking, they could literally die. You know. So
A very busy Thursday night. We have a lot to get to, and we begin here with the stock market plunging again as President Trump escalates his trade war with America's allies. The Dow closing down more than 500 points today. The S&P 500 now in correction territory tonight. All of this today after the president announced a 200% tariff on all wine, champagne, and alcohol from France and other European countries. His retaliation for the European tariffs on American goods that were a response to President Trump's tariffs in the first place. The Dow tonight closing down 537 points, closing at 40,813. President Trump today with NATO's Secretary General visiting, defending his tariffs, saying, "I'm not going to bend at all." And tonight here, the new poll just in showing Americans are growing very concerned, weighing in on the president's handling of the economy so far and on his tariffs on our neighbors, Canada and Mexico. ABC's chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce leading us off tonight.
Tonight, an ominous new sign the president's escalating trade war is taking a real toll on the American economy. The Dow plunging more than 500 points. And for the first time in 2 years, the S&P 500 closing down 10%.
And another thing too, man, anybody who got a working brain, now of course, you got scoffers when it comes to the profits. What do this sound like? Don't it sound like they're trying to collapse the system on purpose? Now, if you have a working brain, you can obviously see that all of these players that's in place, the leader of China, the leader of Canada, the leader of Mexico, Donald Trump, all of this is just entertainment. Okay. All of this is orchestrated. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that, remember because of the tariffs, China talking about, I keep saying China, Canada. But China is in this too. But Canada right now, Canada and Mexico is the main characters right now. But Canada talk about shutting off, power in America. So guess what though? What you think an EMP will cause? That would definitely cause, the economy to collapse overnight. And then if you allow it to stay, for days or for weeks, and then you come and bring over to a new system, a Elon Musk network, Stargate, Starlink, put everybody on there because they want everybody interconnected anyway. All right, this shit is easy to see. It's not hard. But the Lord said, "Blessed are your eyes for they see, blessed are your ears for they hear." All right. So everything that Trump is doing, he is crashing the economy, and he's bringing hell on the people.
From its recent peak, going into.
And he also always talk about at the end of this, America will win. Well, that's not prophecy, because basically he's giving you the false hope that, these tariffs is going to make these countries, bow down. Hold on, it sounds like somebody coming. The hell? I know ain't no damn ghost up in here, but anyways, I heard some footsteps coming towards me. But anyways, but yeah, so they want to collapse this. Everybody is the elite said, "Listen, you got to play this out. This is theater, all right? You got to act like y'all are fighting against each other, for we can go digital." So you got the people emotions into this. You got like 40% that still trust in Trump, which is crazy. All right. Got like 56, the 60% who doesn't. Those are the ones who have a working brain. But man, and I'm mad that I heard those footsteps because I was going somewhere. I forgot my train of thought. Damn. But anyways.
What's known as correct.
Yeah, so Trump basically talking about the Wadi Shai. But Trump is talking about he at the end of the tariffs that America are going to be more rich, and basically the countries is going to be more subjected unto America. No, Scripture says that. Let's get that right now. Behold, I have made you small among the heathen. You are greatly despised. Like, you're literally isolating yourself. That's why the scripture said, is there any more wisdom in Teman, which is the wise of Esau, Edom? Okay? Those are the, the scientists and the, damn. You hear that? That's loud as hell. That's my phone. Hold on real quick. Yeah, I had to take that. But yeah, man, so everything, first of all, the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord, and he the one that control it. He going to turn it into his will. So right now, it's all bread and circuses, theater. These things have to happen, and you need to understand that. But we still have to report on these things, because guess what? It is going to get hard. It is going to get tight for everybody. That's scripture. All right. So, but the point is that those who trust in the Lord shall not want. When you're going to the word want, it means lack. All right. So the Lord is going to provide for his. But you people out there, right, who are alcoholics and depend on these things, I'm telling you, and then always think about that's going to cause a sedition. Because imagine these people who are dependent on, alcoholic substance and weed and whatever, and then they don't have access to it. They're going to bug the hell out. Then you got the famine following behind, because before actual famine, it's going to be a scarcity famine, and then it's going to be a hyperinflation. All right. So you are isolating yourself by doing all this stuff.
Territory, an alarm bell for investors that the current roller coaster ride is far from over. Still, President Trump insisting he's not backing down from his sweeping tariffs.
You are not going to change your mind.
Look, we've been ripped off for years, and we're not going to be ripped off anymore. No, I'm not going to bend.
And another thing too, the special tactic that they love to use is point the finger at everybody else. They the victim. Okay, that's how they was able to use 9/11. All right, they blame Ishmael. All right, the so-called Arabs, but I don't know how the YouTube algorithm feel about that. So that's all I'm gonna say. But they blame Ishmael, so-called Arabs, and we all know who it really was. So but they always create an enemy. So now, we been getting ripped off and blah blah. First of all, this is what you wanted. When you have subjects, okay, and you want to be the top dog, guess what? You want to rule over these people. You want these people to be dependent on you. But now it's a problem.
In fact, today Trump vowing to go even further, threatening a 200% tariff on all wine, champagne, and alcohol coming out of France and the European Union, saying it's in response to the...
And that's literally their allies. So let's get it. In the same chapter, all the men of your confederacy have brought you even to the border. That is World War III. The men that were at peace with you have deceived you. So right now, every time I read that part, I always be like, you know what? The European Union, first of all, they plotting behind your back. But in your face, they acting like, hey, it is what it is. They still in subject to you. They still listening to you, but they plotting against you. So the men that were at peace with you have deceived you and prevailed against you. So that's scripture. So whatever this nigga talking about, whatever America is portraying to be, listen, it's prophesied that America is going to be destroyed. And that's simple, and that's final, and that's what it is. Okay. And it says, they that eat your bread. All right. So the ones who depend on you, the men that were at your confederacy, right, which is the alliance, there is none under. They that have eat your bread have laid a wound under you. There is no understanding in him. Why? Because the scripture said that you ain't consider your later end. So while you out here being a tyrant right now, you causing all these enemies, even your allies, even though, here's the thing. So the allies and everybody, like I said, Canada, Mexico, the European Union, they all understand. Remember, the kings of the earth committed fornication. All right. So these so-called leaders of these nations, they're all in cahoots. It seems like they're fighting against each other, but they all have an agenda, all right, to rule over the people. Technocracy, okay? The rule of few over many by technology. That's what it all comes down to get rid of this dollar, to bring everybody under the digital system where it's more control, okay? But the Lord is going to do something that's going to shake it up because it's prophecy, and we just read it, all right? So Esau, Edom, he's being more tyrannical, and it's going to make, even though they in agreement when it comes to the, the mark of the beast, but everything else they ain't in agreement with. Cause they saying this ninja losing his mind. All right. He doing too much.
Quote, nasty 50% tariff on U.S. whiskey that the EU announced in retaliation to Trump's tariffs on steel and aluminum. Economists warn American businesses will foot the bill for Trump's tariffs and pass the costs along to consumers by raising prices. And Tyler Armstrong,
raising prices, right? So another thing too, let's get that famous scripture. See, all of these scriptures that continue to keep coming out, they relevant to the time. See, we was reading these scriptures when things wasn't happening, So now people get desensitized to these scriptures, but you're not understanding that now we in the time. All right. For the vision is for an appointed time, and at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, shall surely come. All right. So in the fullness of sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall be upon him. When you go into that word in the Hebrew, is imal, and it's the working class. It's the laborer. All right. Which is going to cause sedition. So all this tariffs is going to make the people revolt. And it's going to make the people mourn and suffer. Okay. Shit. Even without tariffs, you barely can stay afloat. So now goods is going to be higher, which is going to cause businesses, all right, to close down. And then suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. See, the full storehouses should be empty. So all of this stuff is going to cause chaos, confusion, a lot of death, all right. And Esau, Edom, and his headquarters, Babylon the Great, being destroyed. Oh boy, there go my son.
Owns a wine shop in Greenport, New York, worries that's exactly what he'll have to do. 70% of the wine he sells comes from Europe.
I would hope that I wouldn't be paying $60 a bottle for a wine that I pay $20 a bottle for now, because then a $30 bottle of wine could cost $90 for the consumer.
Trump acknowledges Americans may take a hit, but argues it's worth it.
See, Americans may take a hit, but it's worth it. It's not. It's not. Because guess what? They're not going to give you a grace period when you can't pay your bills. When you can't get enough money to get some food, the government ain't going to come and be like, hey, you know what? Since Trump said that, you're going to take a hit, but it's worth it. So when you hungry right then, when you hungry on a Tuesday, is Trump going to be like, hey, I got you? No, your ass going to be hungry that day. So it's not worth it. First of all, you supposed to live for today, because tomorrow ain't promised, and you don't know what a day going to bring forth. All right. So that future shit, that's why the scripture says, don't think about tomorrow, but think about today. For tomorrow, for the evil of tomorrow. Let me find it. Shit. Because I'm messing it up. I think it's 6 and 34. But let me see. No, 33. Oh, 34. I was right. So it said, take therefore no thought for tomorrow, for tomorrow shall take the thoughts for the thing of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. So yeah, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Trump, you don't even know if you're going to be alive tomorrow. All right. The American people going to take a hit, but it's worth it.
Trading partners like Europe, Mexico, and Canada need us more than we need them.
Now, there'll be a little disruption, but it won't be very long. But they need us. We really don't need them.
Canadian leaders say that's not true.
And that's the pride. Yeah, see? because the Lord said that the beast will give their mind and strength unto the beast, for a period of time. But now the Lord is, turning their hearts and having the evil eye towards you.
We're your largest customer. There's no one that buys more products.
Revelation 17 and 12 that I quoted. And the video is longer than I wanted to be, because I'm experimenting right now. My son, I have him watching TV while I'm doing the video. I usually do videos when he's asleep. So in the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. So, yeah, it's only for a certain time. Matter of fact, when you go to the next scripture, then Yahweh shall come. Okay? 17 and 14.
Off the United States than we do. You're going to be paying a lot more for everything.
Only 1 hour. Okay? That's how much you had to rule with the beast. Now, it's been over an hour, because when you do the math, it's like 42.67 years. All right? And NATO started in what? 1958, January 1st. All right? So you could say the 2000. Y'all been on borrowed time.
Right across the board, because you can't get aluminum anywhere else. You only produce 16% of your aluminum. We ship in over 60%. So anything that has aluminum, you're going to pay more.
A new Quinnipiac.
All of this is going to affect the people. That's what it's about, affecting the people, bringing them down to their knees, and they already have a solution on deck.
Poll shows most Americans are unhappy with Trump's trade war with America's neighbors. 58% disapprove of how he's handling trade with Canada, while only 36% approve. And 56% disapprove of how he's handling trade with Mexico, with 37% approving. Overall, 54% of Americans disapprove of how Trump is handling the economy. 41% approve.
And that's fucking stupid. They're saying, like, these... For it to be 41%, that's still too damn much. You should be looking at Trump with the evil eye, with the side eye, like, wait a minute, this nigga lied about everything. But nope, you got people that's in a trance.
Today, I pressed the president. Many American small business owners say they are concerned that these tariffs are going to hurt them. What's your message to them?
They're going to be so much richer than they are right now, and we have many. Yesterday, General Motors was in. They want to invest $60 billion.
Now, what did the scripture says about, my favorite chapter, Isaiah 24? It said that the people is going to mourn. People not going to drink wine with a song. All right? All the merry heart do sigh. When you're rich, you're not sighing. Okay? It said all the merry heart do sigh. So everything that he's talking is not going to come to pass.
The people from Facebook were in yesterday. They're going to invest $60 billion by the end of the year.
But those are huge companies. Small business owners like Jeremy Peterson, who runs a pet food company in Windsor, Colorado, doesn't have the time or the money to wait out a trade war.
So we need to take these tariffs off the table so that we can get certainty and move forward. Just trying to create a living for us and our family and everyone involved with our business.
And again, David, those Wall Street jitters about this trade war are only getting worse, but the president has said he's not concerned. Meanwhile, tonight, news about the administration's effort to carry out those mass firings. A federal judge ordering that thousands of employees recently fired must be rehired, calling the process a, quote, sham. The White House tonight is blasting the ruling and vowing to appeal it. David.
So to end it on this, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man should have no pity upon his neighbor, but should destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. Why? Because of lack of bread and for great tribulations. That's the only thing that's coming. These tariffs is going to lead to all the prophecies that we've been prophesying about for years. All praises to Yahweh Bashim Shai. Seek ye out the Lord while he may be found. And Shalom.